Hey, this is your super cool Senpai Sensei here with a tutorial about module scripts. Now I'll try to keep this tutorial as short as possible, so if you can't keep up, just let me know, alright? Now we're gonna start by adding a script here. Now if you're wondering how my Explorer is laid out, just let me know if you want me to make a tutorial on how this is set up. This is usually just how I organize my things, so don't worry about it unless you really want to. So we're just gonna add a script here to module setup server, alright? Now I'm just gonna replace this code here. Now we have this code here, and you should already know what it does, because it's really basic. Now if you still don't know what this does, the value will be printed out into the output here. And since our value is 69, it will print out 69. So let's test it real quick. And it prints out 69 just like we expected, alright? Nice. Now the main thing here is that anything that comes after this equal sign is what's gonna replace this value here. So if we replace it into something like a string, like this, it should print out I am a super cool Senpai Sensei. See, look at that. The game is telling me that I'm like one of the best senseis. So you should already know that whatever is in here basically replaces whatever is here, alright? We're gonna come back to this script later. We're gonna add a real module script now. I added the module script right in here. So when you start with a module script, you'll have this as the default code. We don't really care about all this, so this single word is the main purpose of a module script, alright? If you see a module script and it doesn't have this return word, then that module script's life is worth nothing. It serves zero purpose. It should kill. So to actually use this, we're gonna add any value we want. Just like how we put a value in here, we could put a value right here. So as an example, I'll put 69 again. And so that's basically the whole entire module script. So how do we use this? It's not gonna do anything once we run the game, right? So to actually use this module script, we're gonna go back to a normal script right here. And we're gonna add the module script into this value here. So this value is basically replicated storage here, modules, module setups client, and then module scripts. I'm sorry, module script. Whatever, same thing. Now if we run this, it's not gonna print out 69 yet, right? It's just gonna print out the name of the script. See right here, it prints out module script. So how do we actually use this value we put in our module script? Well, it's really simple. All we have to do is just add a single word and some parentheses like this. So we add this word require, and then open bracket, and then close bracket at the end. And then it should get this module script right here. And so every time you put this require thing, it's gonna get whatever is inside this return value. So since this module script returns 69, you can basically think of this value as 69, like this. So we're gonna test it real quick just to see if it works. And it prints out 69 right here. So we're done talking about module scripts for now, alright? I'm gonna come back to it later, but for now, we're gonna talk about tables. Now there's many ways to set up a table, but I'm just gonna teach you the way that this tutorial is made for. So this is our table. I'm just gonna fill it up with values inside so that I can explain it easier. So I set up this table right here. Now let me explain how this works. So on the left here is the name of the value, and then the right is the actual value of the value. And then we have a comma here separating each value. Now it seems kind of confusing, but it's gonna make sense soon. So how do we use this table? We just use them like a normal variable. Here's an example. So I'm gonna have it print the Senpai value. It should print super cool, just like right here. Now we use test table because that's the name of the table, and then dot value right here. So we're gonna run it, and here it prints out super cool. So this is a very basic example. If I just swap this out with how many anime Senpai has watched, it's gonna print out 1 because that's the value of how many anime Senpai has watched. So now we're gonna tie it all back to module scripts here. Now remember that anything after this return statement is just like a variable. We could swap this 69 with an entire table. So here's the entire table right here after this return statement. So now we can simply say value.senpai value, because that's what's in our module script, and our module script is right here, required from value. And so it prints out value.senpai value. So if we test it, it prints out super cool, like it should. So that's basically all you need to know. Now I'm just gonna show you a quick, like, real-world example. So right here I have this module script about Satoru Gojo's data. Alright, so this is his character data, and here's his base HP, his walk speed, and his damage. Now in this script, don't worry about everything here. Basically what happens is every time my character is added, we're gonna give him Satoru Gojo's HP and his walk speed, and it's gonna print out our damage. Now in an actual game, you would be putting it in like the correct places, like whenever you select the character, whenever you spawn in, something like that, right? So we're gonna test it real quick just to see if it works. Now we spawned in, and the default walk speed is 16, alright, but in our Gojo data, we put 50. So he should be running faster than a normal Roblox person. And yeah, that looks faster to me. We're gonna check his HP as well. So right here it says his health is 150, just like in our module script, and also our walk speed is 50. And it also printed out that Satoru Gojo does 9,999 damage. And yeah, that's basically about it. Now if you're still wondering why you'd want to use this rather than just having a table in here, like this, it's because it just looks cooler, alright? That's the main reason. You should always have the coolest way of doing things, but also because it just makes it cleaner to read, and it doesn't take up space in your script, and it makes it a lot easier for other developers to balance the characters. Now, even if you just want to balance the characters yourself, it's just really nice to read it like this, where you could have the base HP as 150, walk speed as 50, damage 9,000. You know, it's so much easier to read. Now, it also helps prevent accidents, like if a developer is trying to do a simple, quick balance, but then he accidentally does something like, oops, and then pastes whatever he has, like this, then it wouldn't really be a good look, right? I mean, honestly, this is stunning, right? This is a work of art, but we're trying to have data of Satoru Gojo. We don't need an image of it, right? That's why this is really useful. Well, no, that's just my opinion, but my opinion is always cool. So yeah, that's about it. Thanks for watching my tutorial, I guess. If you have any questions, just let me know, alright? I'll try to make a video if you want me to. But yeah, that's about it.